The National Guard troops that are flowing into the nation's capital. That's following the help from several Republican-led states that are aiding President Trump's show of force. We've heard from governors in 6 states, West Virginia, Mississippi, Ohio, Tennessee, South Carolina, and Louisiana. They have all agreed to deploy state National Guard troops to join the 800 D.C. troops that have already been activated by President Trump. And the video shows Guard troops now helping law enforcement at 10 different metro stations in D.C. President Trump claims crime was out of control in the nation's capital, though local officials are calling the troop buildup politically motivated. They are pointing to statistics that show violent crime in D.C. is at a 30-year low. We're going to bring in ABC News senior Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez for more on this now. So, Louis, under the law here, troops, they have a different set of, laws that they have to follow, but also the ability of what they can do, what they can't do here. It's different from police. Can you break down what they can and cannot do?
No, that's right, Trevor. Right now, the National Guardsmen who are on duty inside the nation's capital essentially do not have law enforcement authority. So that is what they're doing right now, is they're providing support to law enforcement officials now. And one of the things that you're noticing in this imagery of all of these National Guardsmen at the nation's national monuments area is that they are unarmed. Now, we have from sources that the expectation is that over in coming days, they will be armed. Now, the question then becomes for what purpose? They, of course, have the right of self-defense. But potentially it may be some kind of new mission that might require the use of arms. But again, currently not armed, and so as of now, all they are doing is providing law enforcement authorities with support, and they do not have the authority to arrest anybody.
When do we expect those additional troops to get to the area?
So, as you mentioned, there are about 6 states that are have committed to provide hundreds more additional troops to the National Guard mission here in the nation's capital. So we're talking about maybe 850 more coming from those 6 states. The first to start arriving are the ones from West Virginia. They are already here, and slowly by slowly they will be integrated into this mission here in the nation's capital. Part of the reason why they're getting additional forces here, about 2,400 forces for the National Guard here in D.C., but they probably need additional personnel because they have training requirements still. This is not just a National Guard mission here in the nation's capital for support. They also have to keep up with their training, so they probably need additional personnel to enable them to keep up with all of those different assignments.
Now to the hundreds of troops patrolling D.C. streets. We've now learned a total of 6 states are planning to send members of their National Guard to Washington, D.C.
It's all part of President Donald Trump's broader plan to crack down on crime in D.C. Our Jess Arnold is live at Union Station this morning with more on what that'll look like and the response that's already coming in from D.C.'s mayor. Jess, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, well, in the last 20 minutes, some National Guard members over my left shoulder here, I'll step out of the way so we can try and zoom in, have arrived here to Union Station. So that is an update for you from the last time we saw you about an hour ago here. Now, Union Station has been one of the mainstays for the National Guard over the last week. The Joint Task Force said yesterday that they're now expanding their mission to 10 metro stations to support Metro Transit Police. And that includes L'Enfant Plaza now, Gallery Place, and Metro Center. Now, also, since I updated you yesterday morning, Louisiana, Tennessee, and Mississippi have also agreed to send troops to the district. Here's the state-by-state breakdown of how many soldiers we're expecting to see from each of them in the coming days. That's more than 1,100 in total, and that's in addition to the almost 900 National Guard members that are already deployed here in D.C. President Donald Trump posted to Truth Social yesterday, quote, "Until 4 days ago, Washington, D.C. was the most unsafe city in the United States and perhaps the world. Now, in just a short period of time, it is perhaps the safest and getting better every single hour." D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says she supports combating violent crime, but this response doesn't make sense. She points out that many arrests seem to focus on undocumented immigrants.
If this is really about immigration enforcement, I think the administration should make that plain. And the question is really not for us, it's for why the military would be deployed in an American city to police Americans.
We have some serious news right now. A military vehicle crashed into a civilian's car in Washington, D.C. today, as states are sending even more National Guard troops to the city. Now, according to The Guardian, one of the vehicles in the accident was an M-ATV, an armored tactical vehicle with a V-shaped hull designed to deflect roadside bombs. They have commonly been used in war zones for years, and weigh about 14 tons each. One person was extracted, literally using the jaws of life, and transported with minor injuries. And this comes as additional states, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, South Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia, are sending hundreds of National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. I will be at Union Station tomorrow covering the deployment of more National Guard to Washington, D.C. So I'll provide you more updates as we get more information. Spread the word.